Okay, folks, it's been a while since I've done a Overlooked Modules episode, and today I'd like to focus on this one right here, the Erica Fusion Ring Modulator. It is a tube powered module. You can see the tube sitting in there glowing, and it's a ring modulator. Now, I know this one does have a little bit of a following, but I feel like it doesn't get a lot of the credit it deserves, and that's why I wanted to do it as an overlooked module. Very simple, the logistics. First of all, you see the tube in there. It's got two levels here, one for the carrier wave and one for the signal wave. You've got a carrier input, a signal input, and you've got your output here. In the middle, we've got a switch. At the up mode, the up position, it's in dark mode, and at the down position, it's in bright mode. We'll let you hear both those in a little bit. So first things first, I'm just gonna plug in this cable to the out. This goes to my output module, which goes to the audio interface, so you'll be able to hear high quality audio today. I've got a cable here that is coming from this is the sine wave on my Pittsburgh Waveforms VCO. I'll go ahead and plug that into the signal input. And you notice, even though I don't have anything in the carrier input, you can already hear some sound coming through. And so this module actually has a kind of a hidden feature, and I realize it does have a volume drop when you use it in this way, but it has kind of a hidden feature that you can use it as like a tube saturator. So even though it does knock the volume down just a little bit, let's try maybe like the square wave. There we go. So you can hear, just barely, you can hear that you can get a little bit of that grit from the square wave going through from the tube. So that's kind of a neat little added feature that it has. Of course, you have to adjust the volume accordingly because you do get a volume drop, but it's kind of a little hidden feature there. Now that's in bright mode. Listen to what happens when we go to dark mode. So there you really can hear, again, that's a square wave. Let me go to a triangle wave. There we go. You can really hear that tube grit, that little breakup coming in there, which is a really nice feature. So it has kind of a hidden little feature like that. I'll go back to the sine wave. So kind of a neat little extra that that module gives us. So back to bright mode, and again, it's fairly quiet. But let's go ahead and pull in a second signal. So this cable is coming from my Erica Black wavetable VCO. But this is currently, even though it's the wavetable, I've got it set to the standard waves, and it's set to a sine wave right now, so it's actually acting as a sine wave oscillator. So right away you can hear kind of your classic ring mod thing. If we set this kind of down a little bit, we start to hear kind of that classic ring mod. And I'll take, this here is coming from my Varigate here. Let's give it a sequence. So there we go. We start to hear kind of your classic, more of your classic ring mod sound that we're all used to. But it does definitely, if you give it a little level increase, you definitely get that tube crunchiness in there, which is really nice, really rusty, thick kind of ring modulated sound. Really neat kind of ring mod sounds. Now I'm in bright mode. Watch what happens when I go to dark mode. You really get that crunch. And again, this is just two sine waves. Let's try, I'll use a triangle wave. So the signal now is a triangle wave. Carrier is still a sine. Let's morph that carrier wave over towards a triangle. Now we're really getting some. So you can really do some waveform destruction with this thing. Additionally, instead of using the wavetable here, if I take this, I'm going to take this over and plug it into the sine wave from Batumi. And Batumi is currently running at like a low audio rate. I'll kind of speed it up a little here. Or slow it down. We get kind of almost a chopper effect. Speeding it back up. So you can really do some cool stuff. I'll go out of Batumi and back to the wavetable VCO. And now one other thing, if I take that 1 volt per octave sequence that I've got here, and I'm going to mult it, and I'm going to send it to both VCOs. So both the signal wave and carrier wave are getting the same sequence. Now we really start to get some, again, bright mode. And dark mode. Back to bright mode. And dark mode. Morph that wave over towards the square. So now we've got a crunchier carrier wave coming through. And in fact, let's go to a saw wave on the signal input. And again, really getting some nasty breakup. Some very cool tones to be had. And one other thing that I would like to mention about it, I know some tube modules are really power hungry. This one is not. On my power supply, I have one of the Aero power supplies, so it actually has the voltage meter right on it. And I can watch it, how much it pulls right on the rail. I can actually watch the positive 12 rail as it powers up and everything. And it's really not bad at all. It does suck a little more power as the tube is warming up, but it really is a pretty well-designed module. So again, I feel like this one does not get the credit that it deserves. I mean, just listen to this. Anyway, so that is an overlooked module, the Erica Fusion Ring Modulator.